are now listening to a 302 Birds podcast experience, proudly powered by Tick Pick, Cutbet, El Diablo Burritos, Nick's Pizza, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street.
A new era is underway, I guess. No, seriously. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Sipin Sports Pod. 3 of your favorite TikTok Philly sports personalities all joining forces for one amazing morning show. Grab your coffee if you drink it. Grab your vodka if you're Chris rocking the Cork Mods jersey. KJ already has OJ. He's already hydrated. But how you doing today, Chris? How you doing in PA?
I mean, I'm still getting over COVID, but we're hanging in there right now. If you guys are on my TikTok, feel free to either go on 302 Birds YouTube, my YouTube, anything. I'm not sure how it's doing over there, but don't expect me to respond to too many comments because I can't see everything at once. So, yeah.
Same here, yeah. We're old guys, so give us some credit, all right? I mean, we're so old that Chris put his jersey on backwards this morning, right?
Yeah.
Free my boy. Free my boy. Need to make a point here because Maury's a bitch.
Way to kick off the show.
That's right.
I love it.
Daryl Moore, you hear that, bud?
And KJ McCoy last night stopping by, having a couple of Bird Gang vodkas, watching the Sixers go down. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling okay. I mean, I'm kind of with Chris, to be honest. I am mad at Daryl Morey, and I'm surprised that nobody has went to the Sixers facility yet and protested against this guy. I'm surprised. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because Sixers fans don't give a shit.
That's true. We just don't give a shit.
Not like Eagles fans. Not like Eagles fans.
Are the Eagles or Phillies playing yet? Like, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to the Sixers and the Flyers, but, like, they're second tier, right?
Yeah.
Like, going to a Phillies game or an Eagles game is just so much better. What's going on to all the Philly fans, Joshua and JJ in the chat? Thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. Let us know in the chat, what are you guys drinking? As we're going to get into some of the fun in the show. And look, I know we usually start off with Phillies on 302 Birds, but I kind of want to mix it up. And I saw a clip from one of our friends, Rossi Takes, and it's got your boy thinking, and I kind of just want to ask you guys what you think of it, the whole Kelsey retirement thing. Why don't I just fire up the clip for you, and let's see what you think.
Please don't retire. For the love of football, please don't.
Excuse me. Got a smile around there? Thanks, Mr. Kelsey.
Thank you.
What do you think about that little under thing there that he said? Are you guys buying it? Yes, no?
I'm not buying it. I think the guy, honestly, I mean, he deserves to retire. He really does. I think, you know what, if he wants to go with his family and just have a good time and go to Disney World, then let the man do it. I don't really see why you need to bother him and really tell him to not retire. I mean, just let the man have his life. I mean, he's done enough for this city. I mean, he's helped us win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, I've seen enough with Jason Kelsey. I love the guy to death. I mean, if he comes back, that's amazing. But, I mean, only time will tell what happens with Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, there's been a couple damning reports coming out the last couple of days. One I saw was he's looking at being in the media, which is interesting because I thought, he was going to be a coach through and through. I didn't think he was going to be, full media. Like, obviously he's going to do his podcast. His podcast is tremendous. But I thought he was going to be more into coaching again, as he said in the past. But it looks like he's talking with some other people. And also Jordan Mailata said on a podcast that he does not think he's coming back, which, I mean, if we're going to look at anybody, Jordan Mailata saying that he's not coming back, that's pretty damning. He would know probably much better than anybody else besides his wife and maybe his brother.
Yeah. I mean, he was just at his house recently. I think he was joining him for the podcast for an episode, and they didn't talk about it too much, but I mean, it does kind of hint maybe he will retire, most likely.
All right. Somebody's got to play devil's advocate here, right? Somebody's got to be the guy to say, hey, we'll figure it out. I'll be that guy. The one thing I will say about all of it, through and through, brothers are competitive. You know that. You have a brother. I've never had a brother. I have a lot of friends with brothers. Brothers are competitive. So my hope is that when we see this Super Bowl tomorrow, I got you, Zeppelin, But when we see the Super Bowl tomorrow, Jason Kelsey sees that look in his brother's eye, and he basically goes, damn, I want that again. I want another ring. I need to see what happens if I get another championship. 36 years old, but still a first-team All-Pro. That's unheard of at the center position, as violent as it is. So I would love to see the Chiefs win tomorrow and see Jason Kelsey get a little bit jealous, not too much, just a little, and say, you know what? Run it back one more year because that damn bastard brother of mine, I got to be even with him. So who knows? Or maybe if the Chiefs lose, who knows? Maybe it's on the flip side. He's looking at it like, oh, I can actually catch up to him. Yeah. And at the Thanksgiving table, it's not going to be, you know what I mean? Hey, I get to go first. I have 3, I have 2, or 1, or whatever it will be. Yeah. I just think that there's a competitive edge to it that you may see, that you may love.
Right.
We all hope that, for sure. We hope he's coming back. There's no doubt about that. We need him on the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's not. And I mean, yeah, we do hope he comes back.
Do you guys think, like, if you had to give it as a percentage, Chris, what would your percentage be? If, like, you had to give one. You were talking about Malata earlier and KJ. Like, if you guys had to give a percentage.
I'd say it's probably 70. I think it's probably 75% he's going to retire, 25% he's not.
Yeah.
I'd probably go around that range. I would probably go around maybe 75.
Do you even think we'll get an announcement at this point, or?
Yeah, he'll announce it on his podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I think
big, do some kind of big segment or something, and or maybe it'll be some kind of breaking news, and it'll probably get very emotional for both of them, to be honest.
Speaking of, we got the Eagles traveling to Brazil. That kind of came out of nowhere, left field. Nobody mentioned that.
Crazy.
The freaking devil himself, Roger Goodell, then out of nowhere basically says, you know what? We're going to end up going to Brazil. What do you guys think of that? I personally am not a fan of it. If it was an away game, I would be all for it. Believe it or not, I would be all for it. Because, like, that atmosphere makes it an even atmosphere. When you play at home, you have an advantage. You have a competitive edge. That's the point of playing at home. The Eagles are going to have to travel on a time difference now. And not only that, but they're going to have to figure it out. So, personally, not a fan of the whole Brazil thing. And I'm a little bit nervous, personally, for when Philadelphia fans team up with Brazilians for a tailgate.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting mix-up for sure, I think. I mean, we've seen the London games. They've worked really well overseas. We've recently seen the Germany games as well. So they're really trying to really put Brazil in the mix now. They're really trying to make it worldwide kind of degree for sure. We'll see if it really works. I mean, I think it's a little – I mean, to do it week 1 already, I think that's a little much of a stretch, to be honest. That's a little bit of a stretch.
That's a kick in the balls.
It really is.
It is, yeah. Let's be honest. It's a kick in the balls.
They gotta get used to a new environment. And, I mean, they're going to barely be there. They're only going to be there for, what, like a 2-hour game or however long it is. So, I mean, they might – and honestly, it's not a football field. It's going to be pretty much like a soccer field. I mean, maybe they'll add turf or I don't know what kind of grass they're going to have there. But it's going to be an interesting dynamic, I feel like. So we'll see who they get paired up with, who they match up against. I mean, I heard rumors it might be the Cowboys. I don't really want that because
it's not going to be the Cowboys. It will not be the Cowboys.
Maybe it's just a bunch of trolls saying that. I don't know. It shouldn't because
the Eagles never play the Cowboys week 1, too, in all fairness. Like, when was the last time that you guys remember a week 1 Dallas matchup, right? I don't.
No, I don't remember one.
That's too many views, especially on a Friday night. It's not going to be Eagles Cowboys. I don't mind it. You know, you guys were saying, oh, week 1. Yeah, I think that's the perfect time to have it because, you know, they have a little bit extra time to get over that time difference of being a Friday night. And these guys are fresh already. Like, they're not halfway. You do this halfway through the season, they're already, you know, injured and all kinds of issues. I think if they're going to have any international games, which the NFL is going to keep doing international games, it is what it is. They want to grow the brand, and they should grow the brand. And, you know, this is just what happens when your team is constantly elite like this. You want people of Brazil to see Jalen Hurts play. You want them to see Jason Kelsey, hopefully. You know, these players that are really marketable, you want them to be in international settings. So, maybe somebody from Brazil falls in love with Jalen Hurts, buys his jersey, and it's a marketing thing. I think, like the first game of the year, that's when it makes a lot of sense to do. Even, maybe make it a preseason game. But I see where people don't like it. But this one, to me, isn't that big of a deal. It's about an 8-hour plane ride. It's not terrible for this one. Going over to London's a little bit worse. So the only thing I have a problem with is the Cowboys have not played an international game and have been the home team. If you want to make this fair, the Cowboys need to play a game, take away one of their home games. Like, why are the Eagles the only ones that have to get a home game taken away from them?
Yeah. It just seems like we get treated unfairly for sure with the NFL, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the schedule will hype up to be for sure.
Overall, what do you guys think that tailgate's going to look like? Like, are you guys made concerned for people's safety? Because it's going to get wild. Remember that soccer game, right?
Yeah.
That was in Philadelphia. Was that a Mexico soccer game?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That tailgate was nutty.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of Brazil, and I don't want it to seem like a stereotype or anything like that, I think of like when I watched that movie Rio and they had that carnival thing. So that might kind of be like some kind of dynamic that they have for sure. That maybe they'll make it like an Eagles carnival kind of thing, and it'll be like the craziest tailgate you've ever experienced or seen. It might be. So
I'm not even.
We'll see.
I don't know how the setup is there. I don't know if there's going to be as much tailgating as you guys think, because I mean, if this is a lot of Eagles fans going there that are traveling from Philly, I don't know. Like, they're not going to have tailgate setups really. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like. And I'm not even sure. Like, do they have a big parking lot there? Is it, or are they like in the middle of the city where they can't really do tailgates? So I don't know how the setup is there. I don't know how the tailgate's going to be. I don't even know if Brazil knows about tailgates like we do. Like, our tailgates are different than other places. So I'm not sure if they even tailgate over there in Brazil. But if they do, it's going to be a party. That's for sure.
Yeah.
A party for damn sure. I need to go find a charger real quick. So if you lose us, Chris, that's why. We'll be right back. But really quick, Sixers struggles, man. It's been bad. We know you hate Daryl Morey, right?
Oh, yeah.
Daryl Morey. Fuck Daryl Morey. That was an awful, awful, awful move. You go out and get Buddy Hield, which is fine. I like the acquisition of Buddy Hield. Give it 3 second-round picks, which compared to the market seemed like a lot. Plus, you give up 2 players who Marcus Morris was, a enforcer that this team is desperately needed. So they traded him away. And then, all of a sudden, let's start trading our own players away. And, we got a second-round pick here, second-round pick. Well, they traded with the Bucks and the Celtics, your 2 biggest rivals. You traded with both of them and gave them players that will help them immediately. I just don't get, what are you doing? If you're selling, sell. If you're selling, you trade Tobias Harris. They weren't selling. They just, half-assed it all and didn't get better. They might have gotten a little worse. We know Joel Embiid's out for an extended period of time. They're probably not making the playoffs. I mean, they looked like shit again last night. It's a disaster for the Sixers right now. And I don't see it getting much better. I mean, they're probably going to sneak into the playoffs somehow, get eliminated in the first round again. Joel Embiid's going to be pissed off. Joel Embiid might request a trade. It's a mess. Fuck Daryl Morey. Did we lose the other 2? We might have lost the other 2.
Not yet. Don't worry.
But,
in a second,
nope, we're still here. Okay.
Daryl Morey here until you may lose us.
All right.
Okay.
So I agree. That was probably one of the most stressful trade deadlines we've probably seen as Sixers fans. I was pretty happy with the Buddy Hield move. And then I remember it was later in the day. It was in the afternoon. I think it was around maybe like 3-ish. Or maybe 2 o'clock. And my brother tells me, and he says, "Yo, Pat Bev just got traded." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, Pat Bev just got traded to the Bucks." I'm like, "Oh my God, this GM is insane." I mean, he is behind a screen, just cackling like an evil man he is, I swear. But maybe, as much as I hated the whole James Harden saga and how it ended, and it seemed very Ben Simmons-like, I was like, James Harden, even though I don't like the guy, he might have a point about Daryl Morey. Is Daryl Morey a liar?
He is.
I think he is now, because we just saw with Pat Bev, and even Pat Bev explained it as well. Daryl Morey told him, you will not be in trade talks. And then whoop-de-doo, out of nowhere, Patrick Beverley on his way to Milwaukee. So I don't understand.
And they traded him for a bum. They traded him for a bum.
I mean, I will say, though, Cameron Payne did have 20 points last night. And Buddy
Yeah, well, he won't do that again, though.
That is something that Pat Bev does not bring. But I'll tell you, though, the thing that Pat Bev brought to this team is he understood the city. He understood the fans. He understood what was expected from this team. And he understood, like, okay, like, we're going for a championship. We're trying to go past the second round of the playoffs. I mean, he understood the frustration from the fans. He understood it, and he was barely here. So, and he had such a great voice for just like the players in general. I mean, he was kind of already kind of like a coach kind of mentality that he brought.
Now they're gone. The boys have left the building, I believe. Maybe it's just for me. Okay. We lost two. But, we have one back, sort of. It died.
Right here.
But, yo,
Can you still
okay.
hear us and see us?
I can hear you guys now. Yeah, and see.
So we're going to have to use this whack-ass audio for basically the last 10 minutes of the show, so we apologize for that. But it is what it is. It's literally our first show, so I will be sure to bring my charger from work, not my Apple charger, because when you use your Apple charger on a PC, guys, fun fact, it's horrible.
Yes.
But my piece on this really quick, I actually want to reach out to Daryl Morey and say something like, what's the matter with you, dude? Like, you don't know how to sell tickets. Like, that's the main point of your job. Is it's not even to win games. It's to sell tickets. I hate to say it like that, like as a fan, but like it's the brutal truth in today's NBA. And you can't even do that, let alone win games. So it's like the fact that you can't even read what the fans want. You can't even sell tickets. Get the hell out of this city. This guy's a disgrace. James Harden, I think, was right. I don't think James Harden should have stayed here. I think we'll look back on that kind of like the two we should have gotten rid of. You know what I mean? It was almost inevitable. But golly, it's frustrating in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yo, dipshit. Neither of us are from fucking Delco.
Yeah, none of us are. Who the hell said that?
Mr. Greenlungs. It's probably on my fucking YouTube.
How are you feeling? I know, Chris, you're a big Phillies guy. I'm going to go grab my camera from up here, but I'll let you take it real quick. How you feeling about the Phillies free agency? You got a wish list? Any hopes?
Well, I got a ton of wishes, but I don't think any of them are going to fucking come true. I mean, we went last year. We were an out away from going to the World Series for the second straight year. Our bullpen choked it. You know what the Phillies did to solidify that bullpen? Absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. They're relying on Orion Kerkering, who had a tremendous year last year, starting in low A, getting all the way to the majors and pitching in the playoffs. So I don't see it. I don't understand what they're doing right now. They need to go get a relief pitcher, plus maybe even a starting pitcher. I don't know. They lost two bullpen pieces from last year. It didn't replace any of them. You had issues in center field with any bat production, which I'm okay with Rojas out there right now. Let him develop a little bit, but you got to go out and spend some money on Snell. Go spend some money on Montgomery. Go spend some money on Bellinger. Spend some money. You can't start spending money and stop. It's not how it works in baseball. You got to keep spending. The Dodgers spent over $1 billion. I'm not saying spend $1 billion, but you have to spend a little bit to keep it going. And yes, I know they
That
go
is
there
a
and
copious amount to spend on a team, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. I don't expect the Phillies to spend $1.2 billion,
No.
but they got to do more than Aaron Nola in off season. It's just, they have to.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it just seems like in general right now, the MLB has been very quiet with free agency. And I mean, spring training is coming up pretty soon. So I don't know what is going on with the Phils right now. They've been very quiet with the talks. I mean, there's just been no buzz going around. So maybe they're waiting to do some kind of crazy move that we don't expect at all. Maybe they are trying to get a guy like Cody Bellinger that will bring some firepower to this team for sure. But I don't know. I mean, it's just been it's been dead quiet. Like, it just seems like there's a bunch of crickets around with this Phillies organization right now.
As an amateur fan, right? The amateur Dalton.
Yep. And the guy who leaves early from the game.
And the guy who leaves early because he doesn't want to sit in traffic. How are you guys feeling about the Phillies getting rid of Dollar Dog Night? I'm pissed. That's like the one night a year that I want to show up to a Phillies game early. You know what I mean? Like early. Like I'll take off work. I'll get the full tailgate experience. Most of the time I'll try to show up like an hour earlier. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then be able to get some food. But like Dollar Dog Night is a whole vibe. It's a whole experience. And now they're apparently getting rid of it. Last year it was a shit show in its defense. But, I mean, it's a staple of Philadelphia. Chris, why don't you go ahead and take it first? How are you feeling about the Phils getting rid of Dollar Dog Night?
Honestly, I don't give a shit. No, honestly, the way that Dollar Dog Night has been over the last couple of years has been a disaster. You got people throwing hot dogs on the fucking field. You got line. You can't get food anywhere because the fucking lines are all the way out the damn concourse. Like, honestly, it just makes that night for people waiting an hour and a half for a fucking $1 hot dog. Like, at that point, I'd rather pay the $10 for a hot dog. I'm not waiting in a line and missing 4 innings of a baseball game because of a fucking hot dog. Like, it's just stupid. And I love Dollar Dog Night in some aspects, but the way it's gotten has just been a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it has been just like craziness in general with the whole thing about like the fans. I don't know what they were doing, but there was a bunch of like tin foils and whatever they were throwing in the air. And people were just like, the whole perspective and the whole stereotype. They're like, oh, it's just typical Philly fans throwing a bunch of crap around the field. Oh, my God, they're throwing it at people. Like, that's not what the objective was. It was a bunch. I mean, you notice it was a bunch of college kids that went to the game. A bunch of them were drunk, and that was the problem. So, I mean, it was a Greek Life Nights. That's honestly when it was happening. So,
that was what made it awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I think it's okay to get rid of it because, as Chris said, it took I remember Ballpark was telling us, and he was complaining. He's like, hey, Dutch, this is a bunch of bullshit right now. I'm waiting here for 2 hours. I'm trying to watch the freaking game. I'm trying to watch the Phils, man. This is the Fightins. He's like, I can't believe this shit, man. So you literally are there because obviously the games are shorter than they used to be. They're not as 4 hours long. They're a little shorter now with the pitch clock. So the dynamic of the game is it's totally a little bit different. So the games are shorter. So you're waiting there and you could be waiting there for 2 hours and then the game is pretty much over. So I think, honestly, it's not a bad idea to get rid of the hot dogs. Just pay the money, as Chris said. Pay the money. Come on. It's all right. It's $10. And if you really want to get a hot dog, all right, then you know what? Kill your immune system. I don't give a crap.
The one thing I'll say, too, is we had a friend, and you'll like this story, Chris, Ballpark's buddy, and he got in line for a hot dog in the first inning. Okay, pretty normal.
Yep.
Guess when he got out of line?
3rd inning. 4th.
This is the wildest story I've ever heard. So, once you're in line, there's that commitment. You can't leave.
Oh, yeah.
This kid stayed in the line until the 8th inning. The second half of the 8th inning.
You wasted the $35 on the ticket at that point.
Yeah, why even buy a ticket? Just cook a hot dog at home. Go to the grocery store and buy an 8-pack. They're 50 cents. You get a 50-cent fucking dog at that point.
Yeah, or a Dollar Tree or whatever the heck. I mean, if you really want
you paid $25 to fucking park, $35 for the ticket, and then you're gonna wait in line for 8 innings of a damn baseball game for a hot dog. Let's be real. Those hot dogs fucking suck. Those are shitty hot dogs.
And they're like, yeah, we're out of hot dogs. Some guy just freaking bought like 72 freaking hot dogs. So, yeah, we're out of it. I waited in line.
Tom walking in front of you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want
I'm
hot
sorry. I
dogs?
got a bunch of I had to get it for me and all the 302 Birds crew over here. I'm
But that's
sorry about
actually
that.
We gotta do the dollar. We gotta do the dog an inning challenge. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
No, Tom does it. He last time
He does.
actually downed 8, and he was pretty legit.
Yeah.
But serious question for you too. Like the way to do Dollar Dog Night, in my opinion, and tell me if you guys agree. Go to Wawa. You may spend, $2 on a hot dog, but it's Wawa's got good hot dogs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You get a Wawa hot dog. You put that joint in your pocket. Put some tinfoil on it or something if you want to get fancy. Walk in with it, and then as soon as you get in there, you open it up. Or if you don't like a hot dog, you can be like our boy freaking Maniac Malloy and start bringing fucking full-on subs in the stadium. That guy just fucking brings in anything and everything.
Yeah,
Roast beef 1 week, salami, pastrami. It's a
That's the
fucking
thing that's
deli.
awesome. That's the thing that's awesome about Citizens Bank Park is you could bring in whatever you want food-wise.
Really,
You
they
could
don't care.
fucking bring in a whole fucking meal if you want. I mean, why not?
I didn't even know they don't even care. That's great.
We should do a series this year for the pod.
Yeah.
Most random things to bring in Citizens Bank Park and see like what foods the three of us can bring in and just start eating it and like see the looks that people get us.
Yeah.
Like imagine just eating sushi with chopsticks just in the middle.
Oh,
of
you
Citizens
know
Bank
my
Park.
ass is bringing Chinese
Like you would be
food,
like, I would be like, where the fuck did you get that? I want that. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, you got to be VIP or say something like that and confuse them and walk away.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
man,
and
we gotta
me
bring
and
some
John
crazy
are boys. You got to know John.
Well, I know you can't bring an alligator in Citizens Bank Park. I know that. You can't bring an alligator. I mean, nobody.
Yeah, an alligator that was on the fucking plane to go in anyway.
Yeah. Nobody was trying to eat it, but somebody tried to bring a freaking alligator in, and that was pretty crazy.
Nah, but if they're eating the alligator, they'd be fine.
Yeah, no, you could.
Say it's food.
That was nutty.
That was.
So we talked
remember-
about the Phillies. We talked about the Sixers. We talked about the Eagles going to Brazil. Kelsey's retirement. Last but not least, we have a little bit of Philadelphia Flyers talk.
Flyers.
The Flyers, I think, are fighting, to say the least. They've been up, they've been down, but as a whole this season, they've been impressive. Chris, you want to go ahead and take it first? How you feeling about the Flyers?
Honestly, it's really fun to watch them right now. I mean, we saw Travis Konechny the other night. He had a Gordie Howe hat trick, which is a fight win, a goal, and an assist, all in the first period. So that was fun to watch. They won 4-1 against a good team. So Flyers winning is cool to watch. We'll see if they make the playoffs. We'll see if they don't. Go Flyers.
Exactly. I mean, this team has been through some turmoil for sure, and I'm not going to mention what kind of turmoil. Because, I mean, if you don't know what's going on with the Flyers, then just search it up. Obviously, we don't have our goalie that we thought was the future in Philly sports anymore. But this team seems to be not letting it wreck their season. They seem to be honestly pushing it besides themselves. Owen Tippett, I mean, they signed him to the 8-year deal. I think the kid's stupendous. I think he's a great talent. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. Travis Konechny, as Chris just said, that hat trick he had was insane. This team is exciting to watch. It really is. And I'm not much of a hockey guy, but I've been watching some of the games, and I'm pretty impressed with the boys right now. So I'm liking what I'm seeing for sure. And it seems like I wouldn't say the Broad Street Bullies are back, but there's some Broad Street kind of mix coming back to Philly. I'll tell you that for sure.
No, this team feels like they've kind of rejuvenated what it means to be a Flyers fan in Philadelphia. And that's a good thing. That's a positive thing. You know, I think our fans are respected across the NHL when we're a good team. You know, Philadelphia fans show up. Hockey's, I don't want to say a dying sport, but not as popular as it was 20 years ago. I think that's evident. Anybody knows that. In my opinion, though, I think that what the Flyers are doing right now is excellent for the growth of the sport, for the growth of their team in the city. And I'm really excited to watch them, hopefully heading into the postseason, because I can only imagine what that atmosphere is going to look like for a Flyers home playoff game if we get that.
We know our buddy PSG will be insane.
Yes, he will.
He will even realize that's his number one team for sure. I mean, that was like
It's a lot of people's number one in Philly.
He'll be going insane. He'll have the orange and the black all over his face for sure. What were you saying, Chris?
It's a lot of people's number one teams. There's a lot of people in Philly that really like the Flyers. And I feel like a Flyers fan is different from the rest of the fans. Like, they're still Philly sports fans, but they're a different type of fan.
Dude, you're
It's
so
hard to
right.
explain.
Different breed.
But it's
I'm so glad
different.
you brought that up. Like that guy from Delco or South Jersey, like named Tom Salucci, or like that raspy guy that like watches every Philly sports game, doesn't miss one, all 4 teams. He's the guy that even watches the Union. That guy, and you respect that guy. Like as a Philly sports fan, you're like, I wish I was that guy, because like that's one thing that Matt always says on our podcast about Tom. He always says, "You're such a good Philly fan," like in a joking way, but he truthfully means it, because like it's a commitment to be a Philly fan, emotionally, physically, and mentally. We all know that. So if you can consistently root for this team, and let alone when they start actually winning shit, I mean, it makes it that much better. Like it's gonna be so much fun, I think, because also playoff hockey usually starts when late April, May,
something like that. I don't know. I honestly.
Point being,
it's been so long.
Tailgate season. My point being, so who knows? You hang out outside the Flyers game, maybe you have like a beer or two, and you head into the game and watch the boys play. I mean, it's gonna be.
Or imagine this: Flyers playoffs in Philly's game at the same time.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Tailgates.
With gasoline, Chris. You do the Philly tuxedo, you wear your Flyers jersey, and then your Phillies jersey unbuttoned.
Yeah. There we go.
Back in the Phillies game, while you're at the Flyers game, you're like, goal! Oh wait, the Phillies just they just got an RBI right there.
Dinger!
Hey, let's go! So it's like both at the same time. I mean, you'll be glued to what you see.
Or they both suck and we're all suicidal.
Check back. And there's
imagine this kid doing that game. He would be like fucking like.
Yeah, I'd be breaking my neck. My neck.
And he'll have an Eagles hat on too. He'll make sure he's got all 4 of them. He'll have those Sixer stuff on, Flyers or Philly. And Eagles.
Somebody will be like, "Where's your Union stuff?" He'll be like, "Check my
underwear." Underwear. Yeah, you know what? My underwear.
Oh shit, that was a classic. I know why we both thought that. Shout out to the Giants game when me and KJ first got started. We went up there, and he literally had on, like Chris is saying. That's one thing about KJ. He's a good Philly fan too. He'll rock the full Philly fit, which will be basically where your socks, your shorts, your shirt, your hat.
That was the Washington game. That was the Washington game.
The full Philly fit.
Yep.
I've seen one other person do it. Tom Salucci with the full Flyers fit. He had like the Flyers slides, the Flyers socks, the Flyers shorts, the Flyers jersey. It was a full-on fit.
And some people
I used to do that in high school all the time.
I enjoy doing that kind of stuff, but like my brother is like, "Why do you do that?" And I'm like, "I just do it because it's fun." And I'm just like, it's kind of like who I am. And it just kind of like shows like, hey, I love Philly sports. And because I'll be like, I'll be even like, I'll literally get mad at either my brother or my dad if they're not wearing an Eagles jersey that day and the Eagles are playing. I get mad at them. I don't know if they're watching right now, but they can vouch for it. I do get mad at them. And I'm like, dude, put on your jersey. Come on, go upstairs. I bought you a jersey. Like I told my dad, I bought him a BG jersey. You love BG. Go wear the jersey. I bought it for you. Come on. So it's like, it's kind of excruciating for me because like he raised me to be an Eagles fan and like, I'm just too over the top with it. And I wear it too much. So then when the games are actually on, like, it's just like, it's a ritual for me for like actually everybody to be wearing it. So I don't expect it out of my mom or my sister. Well, my sister will actually wear it, but I mean like my mom, no, I don't really expect her to wear it though. So it's okay.
That's funny. So I can't wait to see KJ's son one day. Because that's gonna just be a hilarious. KJ's son is like gonna like.
What if KJ marries a Dallas fan?
Oh my God, that would not happen knowing KJ. I know KJ. I don't think he could ever bring himself. Could you?
No, I don't think so. I've joked around and said maybe I would, but then I would.
Why would you joke around about that?
So my main goal would be able to transition her to be a Eagles fan. Obviously.
So is that your ultimate?
What if she actually she's an Eagles fan, then your kid's a Dallas fan?
I am literally putting them up for.
What if you have a kid like JJ Seglio that just decides they want to root for the Rams out of nowhere?
You know what? Then you're getting put on the street for adoption. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you know what though? You gotta just kind of like support them no matter what. And I mean, if that's a team they want to support, a certain player or whatever, then you gotta support it for sure. So I mean, when I was little, my dad really thought that my brother was going to be a Lakers fan because he loved Kobe and whatever. So I mean, he just kind of just like was like, all right, like I'm going to embrace that or whatever. That's the team he's going to root for. Obviously, he got older and realized he's a Sixers fan. So yeah, I mean, I think like I wouldn't be that mad or whatever. But as long as it's not a rivalry, I mean, then yeah, I won't be too mad about it. But I'm going to try and put some Eagles gear, some Phillies gear, like on them like day one. For
Yeah,
sure.
get that shit
Day
nipped
one.
in the bud early. I'm with you.
Day
man.
one. Put it in their blood. So
I like that too. I think it would be hilarious though, Chris, if one day you and I are like at KJ's wedding and like you just see like one whole side of the wedding blue, one whole side of the wedding green, and Chris just looks at me, he's like, I told you that motherfucker would marry a Dallas fan. He'll literally say it like that.
oh my god. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
I don't think KJ could bring himself to it though.
No,
KJ's a good Philly fan. Like there are just certain people that like you would meet the girl, like she could be a 10 out of 10, everything you want in a girl. You're having a great date, smart, pretty, kind, caring. And then
she
KJ,
says
like,
she likes
asks
Dak
her the last
Prescott.
question. He's like, who do you root for, honey? And she's like, the Cowboys. KJ just goes,
And you just see him jump out the window. He just jumps out the window.
I jump out the window like that Kermit the Frog meme, the one where like Kermit the Frog jumps out the freaking window. So like that's what I would do.
I'm with you though, man. I mean, that's a good point though. I would not want to date a Dallas fan.
No.
But Jizzle's in here. Jizzle, how you doing, man? Welcome. JT. We got actually some Super Bowl bets for you, man. We're going to be talking about them. You want to hear it? We'll do it for you, man. So
I don't care about the actual game, by the way. I don't.
We don't. We care about the Puppy Bowl, right, Chris?
Yeah, Puppy
Bowl.
We got some, the other ones don't.
We're rooting for what we got: Team Fluff, Team or Team Rough. What we got?
Team Fluff or Team Rough? Is that the two?
I think
names?
so, right? Right, Chris?
Yeah. I'm Team Rough all the way. Fluff sucks.
Team Rough.
It's basically a 50-50 bet. I mean, so I'm not going to lie. I mean, I am down for either. I like the Team Fluff. That sounds like good to me. So I'll go Team Fluff.
No, Fluff is no. It's like rooting for the Cowboys. You can't do that.
No. Yeah. Fluff got a fucking game. They got some bullshit towards their way, an unpuppetary roughness penalty last year.
Yeah,
bullshit. It's bullshit, and I can't do it. Like they just the rest
cheaters,
on their side.
Conrad is an avid puppy bowl better. It's bullshit. Sorry. Yeah, Chaos Chris. But Chaos Chris talking about the Super Bowl props. How you feeling about some of these? I know you're going to be making some money off heads or tails and the Taylor Swift sightings. Obviously, those are your two favorite bets. The T Swift sightings over under 5.
I think I'm going over. They're going to show her all the time. They're going to show her before the game, during the game, after the game. Even if they lose, they'll show her crying up in her fucking suite. It won't matter. She's over 5 is that's a overrun pick.
Gotta be over.
National anthem pick. I think we're going under on that one. It's been over the last couple years. We're going under this year. Heads or tails. Tails never fails. Gatorade color. I think it's got to be red. I mean, both teams are red. I think it's got to be red.
Could it be purple for the other Super Bowl color?
It's got to be the red towards the teams though. I'd assume the teams pick that more than anything.
True. I mean, usually I don't like to drink purple Gatorade. I've only drank purple Gatorade once.
Over under 8.5 for the songs. I'm going under. 8.5 seems like a lot. 8.5 seems like a lot. Usher's guest. I think it's gonna be Bieber. Seems like a Bieber thing. You know,
you don't think it's going to be the
Bieber.
one where it was leaked that they thought the Niners and the Ravens were playing and said Post Malone and whoever as well?
Maybe Post. I could see
They
Post.
said Post Malone apparently.
First song at halftime. Yeah. That's mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong on all of them. I am the worst bettor in the world, so don't take any of my shit.
Don't take Decker's advice either. He sucks. Yeah. He hasn't hit one yet. We love to bust his balls about it in a loving way. But KJ, how are you feeling about some of this?
I mean, obviously, it isn't the Super Bowl we wanted. We wanted our team in the Super Bowl for sure, and then things didn't really pan out. And it is what it is. Still got to stick with the team no matter what. But at the same time, I mean, is a Super Bowl we really didn't want to see. But I think these bets, though, I mean, they make sense. I honestly am really intrigued to go over for the Taylor Swift appearances. just like showing her on the screen. She's going to be coming back from her tour as well, I think, right? Like she's on her tour right now, isn't she?
It's gonna be forever.
So she's on some tour.
We're gonna go down in pain. You don't like it?
No.
I think Taylor Swift is a world-class talent.
Yeah.
I am all for the Taylor Swift sighting. She's coming back from Tokyo. You're right.
Yeah.
So I will take the over proudly on that. Especially, I was saying yesterday, if it's like start to finish, you got to keep in mind you're going to have entrance to Super Bowl kiss to maybe even after party if you're still watching then. It might even be over 15 times at that point. Seriously, the NFL is bad about
I'll
it.
tell you this. So if the Chiefs do win, there'll probably be a proposal.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, probably.
Nah.
Aren't
I
Brady
don't think so.
Patrick Mahomes already? Yeah, they're married. Yep. So,
they got a kid.
so who you think it's going to be? Taylor and
I
Travis?
think Travis is going to literally just do it. So it could just be.
I don't think so. I still don't know if it's that serious either.
They would be so judged if they did it. I would feel fake, right?
Yeah, I don't think Taylor would want it in front of everybody either.
Right, she might not.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like it would be too rushed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they just fucking met in the beginning of the season. If they already got a proposal going, like right now, I get that they're older. You know what I mean? They're probably both ready to start settling down. I love it. I would love them to get married. Just way too early.
How much time have they really spent with each other? I mean, it's been during the season the whole time. So Travis hasn't really been doing much, and Taylor's been on tour. So how much time have they really spent? How many dates have they really had? Like, we don't know, but like, I think it would be too fast, but that's just me.
Right.
I'm with you too, man. I agree. Super Bowl betting though, if I had to make a couple quick picks as we wrap up here, just for you, Jizzle, the one thing that I will say is first song at half. What's the song? Dun, dun, dun. If you really want more, take it up.
Yeah,
I think that's how he'll come out, is my opinion.
More, or he might do the song.
I'm thinking it's yeah.
I think they'll probably do that. There's some bangers from Usher. There really is. Maybe his boy will.i.am will be making a appearance. Then they did a Super Bowl years ago. Didn't they? Black Eyed Peas.
I don't remember, but if they did, I think you're right, actually. That is a lit Super Bowl performance. There have been some pretty good ones. JT, our Super Bowl, I like that one. I'm a fan. I think JT's a talent. But then
Alshon didn't really like it. Alshon didn't really like it.
Who was last? Was Jack Harlow last year?
No. Jack Harlow.
What did he perform at recently that everybody said?
The Detroit game.
Yeah, the first game of the season, right? That was it. That was like just a question mark and a half. I didn't understand that. His whole outfit to the stage, to the performance. I love Jack Harlow's music. I think he's talented. But I think more and more artists are starting to lose the point of being an artist.
But I think the game itself, I do not want them to win. But I do think the Chiefs will win. I do. I didn't really want to pick somebody, but then I came to the conclusion. I was like, you know what? Just pick somebody to win. I picked the Chiefs. I bet on the Chiefs. I don't want them to win, but yeah, that's who I picked betting wise. So I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think they are going to have the better game. I think the Niners are the better team, but that's honestly what it was last year with the Eagles. I felt like the Eagles roster last year was better than the Chiefs roster. But they didn't get done in the big game. I mean, we lost by 3 points. So it really just matters who takes that moment and they seize that moment. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell tomorrow. But it should be an exciting day besides these two teams playing, for sure.
I'm excited for it. I mean, I made a couple of bets. I think I have one parlay down that I made, and it's for Patrick Mahomes to throw for over 1.5 passing touchdowns, which I feel like is pretty likely. And then the second half of that bet is for the Chiefs, which is wild to me that they are the underdog money line. But who knows? Maybe that's what Vegas wants. Maybe Vegas knows that everybody is thinking like us, like Patrick Mahomes. Oh, there's no way he loses. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening. I think that the 49ers are built to break. They got the shit beaten out of them by the Ravens earlier in the year, right?
They did.
I think that, when you look at the Chiefs, they've been here before. They've done this. And I'm not saying that the 49ers haven't. They made it to the NFC Championship last year where they lost. I just have to say that. Sorry. They beat the shit out of us this year. I'll admit that. But
They did.
looking back on it, the 49ers don't have any experience at the big game yet the whole week, what it means to be that. I'm looking at the odds right now, and the Chiefs are still an underdog at plus 107 odds. Over under 47.5. If I'm you, I'm taking that over.
Yep.
And as far as the spread goes, the Chiefs plus 2. I would even go up a little bit more. I think you're even safe to take the Chiefs plus 2.5. They're going to win by at least the field goal, I think, if this game goes. And it's not going to tie. I don't think it's going to be a 1-point game. Maybe we'll see a 2-point conversion here or there, but it's going to be an interesting one. But get your bets in, boys, because I got this one right now. And Travis Kelce, first touchdown scored.
Oh, that's not bad.
Taylor's going to be going crazy when she sees that.
That's really good.
Maybe.
That's a good bet. That actually is a good bet. That might be-
Five pays $37, so you get a pretty good margin on it. If you put $50 down, you make
Wow.
$370.
It's not bad.
I'm not betting at all in the Super Bowl, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
give
scheme.
I honestly
You know who I
can't give
also
a shit about
took
this
real
game.
quick? First touchdown bet. I took Ocho Cinco's advice. I swear to God, I put $5 on it. Kadarius Toney, first touchdown.
Really?
Oh my.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
what's it win, like $1,000?
Yeah, he's like I think
Yeah.
it's. Hold on, I'll tell you.
So
I think
$1,000.
it's 500 maybe,
Wow.
which is still not the
You
best
just put
odds.
5 in?
Sorry, $5 to pay $255. That's not even good odds. The odds are plus 5,000.
I gotta wait to do that at home.
So, but yeah, Ocho Cinco said he thinks that'll suit up. He thinks it's going to be a big game. So he thinks, some of the best value as a bettor is either taking Sam Darnold, Super Bowl MVP. If, God forbid, Brock Purdy goes down, you get really good odds
geez.
there if
That'd be
that were to
crazy.
happen. Or he said Kadarius Toney first anytime touchdown. I thought about it. I'm like, wow, those are both liabilities for Vegas. So let's try it. Fuck it.
Fuck Vegas.
Fuck Vegas. I'm with it. But
Even though it's playing there.
as far as content goes, I think that's pretty much everything we got. Chris, do you have anything else or?
Not really. Just hoping to get over this COVID shit and get back out there causing some chaos.
Yeah, exactly, man. We're hoping for the best for you, man. Obviously, we got you in our prayers for sure. So it seems like you're doing all right, though, and you're kicking.
I'm not gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die.
No, we know.
We hope not. I mean, we need you on the show, man. You're a vital piece.
We need the chaos.
You're 33% already, yeah.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, if you guys enjoy this, please be sure. I say we got 1 heart on Facebook. We appreciate y'all. Be sure to like it up, drop a heart. We're going to be trying to do these every Saturday morning throughout the year upcoming, talking about whatever the hell, because there's always something going on in Philly sports. Wherever the 3 of us are at, we'll do it online. Maybe we'll be able to do a show in person a couple times, all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Who knows? We got some good stuff cooking. So stay tuned. I'm sure we'll also be at Phillies games. AJ Holland, what's up, you bitch? And it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. As always, God bless, go Birds. Be sure to follow Chris at Chaos Chris. Be sure to follow me at 302 Birds. And be sure to follow KJ at official KJ McCoy. Like I said, 3 of the biggest TikTok personalities finally coming together for one show in Philly sports. It's going to be a ton of fun. So thank y'all and have a good one.